Live from Bowling Green, Kentucky, in Hugh Bowling Hall, here in Western Kentucky University. This is a JJ MMA production. Now, here is your host, Jason Johnson. And hello, Internet! It's your boy Jason Johnson back, and it's been a tough couple weeks. You guys missed me? Yep, it's been a tough couple weeks. I've been covering shifts at the radio station, doing schoolwork, pretty much focusing on new mixtape, the tournament. Everything's been crazy. It's been crazy. So I'm back. I'm better than ever, and we're here now. What do we talk about this production? For this production, we begin with pretty much WrestleMania weekend, of course, WrestleMania weekend, because in a few days from now, it is March 30th. Time this was being goes out is right now March 30th. I mean, at this point, we are 4 days away from WrestleMania 32, or as probably the internet's going to call it, the cure of that NXT TakeOver Dallas hangover you're going to get. Dallas hangover you're going to probably get. And for me, it's the only reason I am getting the WWE Network, because I'm subscribing to that motherfucker. So it looks like this is going to be a fun event. But we all know there is a lot of matches. So I'm gonna go through pretty much this whole card for you guys, and I'm gonna give you my predictions of what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's right, the whole thing. God, this is gonna suck. Well, if looking at this is probably gonna suck. Well, let's get this over with. So there will be a pre-show match, WrestleMania kickoff pre-show, and there are 3 of them. So let's start with the first one. The first one is Kalisto taking on Ryback for the United States title. First off, why Ryback for this title? Why? I mean, what they could have done, at least at that point in time, they could have done at least try to do was like beforehand, like at least do more like a proper breakup of the Lucha Dragons. I mean, at least make this match more. Now, we get that the U.S. title and the Intercontinental titles are both secondary titles, but I mean, couldn't we just at least make each of these titles, like, you know, a bit of their own style, their own flair? Like, you know, if this case, the WWE World Heavyweight title is, of course, for the big powerhouse guys. I mean, why don't we make the Intercontinental title more along the lines for like the technical wrestlers, and the US title being more that's more cruiserweight or more of a flippy title? So I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know what they're gonna do here, but I say this: Kalisto is the heir of Rey Mysterio, and I know they're gonna give him. And I know they're giving them the success, so I'm saying Kalisto beats Ryback and retains the title. Next match on the pre-show card, which I don't understand why they move this match out of the event, and that is the Usos taking on the Dudleys in a tag match. So I don't know why they moved this match, but it looks like this is going to be a big match, and somehow I'm thinking some tables will be involved at the end of this match, and I think it will be used on I think the Usos come out of this one, but the Dudleys put the Usos through a table after the match, because basically that's probably what's happened. And finally, on this pre-show is a 10 Diva tag match between Team Bad and Blonde, which is the team of Naomi, Tamina Snuka, Lana, Emma, and Summer Rae, taking on the team of Total Divas with Brie Bella, Paige, Natalya, Alicia Fox, and Eva Goddamn Marie. For God's sakes, WWE, why would you create this piece of shit? Why would you bring this bitch over here? The only reason you hired this company is because of her tits. That's it. Let's all be clarified that. She's only there because of her tits. That's it. Alright, so that's the match that's gonna happen. And believe me, I really hope somehow Eva Marie does not fuck it up that badly. So, but I digress. So, let's move on. Now, the main show, of course, we have probably the national anthem or America the Beautiful, which actually we will have the America the Beautiful because Fifth Harmony is performing it. Kick off the show. So, a beautiful spacious skies, days of Eden. You know. And the first match that's going to start on the card is AJ Styles vs. Chris Jericho, which is the fourth match in a rivalry, which I'm about to say is, why make a fourth match out of this while you just did a tag team called Y2AJ, which actually would have been a perfect tag team if you just, because that probably would have gave you possibly New Day taking on Y2AJ in a tag match for the tag titles, not for freaking League of Nations. League of Nations. So they could have done something there. Basically, that's what is going to happen. Basically, oh wait, I forgot about this match. Basically, Total Divas being Bad Blonde. I'm pretty much assuming a Bad Blonde wins and somehow even returns heel, because basically that's probably what WWE probably wants. And also, people are going to boo Eva Marie if she is entered into the match one time. Enter the match at least once. At least once. So, yeah. And Y2J versus AJ versus Chris Jericho. Pretty much the end of this match will be, I'm assuming, AJ beats Chris Jericho. And not only does AJ win this match, he proves that he can make it on the grandest stage of them all. Here, and so, what happens next? After that match, we have a ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, where Kevin Owens defends his title against 6 other competitors, who is Stardust, which it was Cody Rhodes, The Miz, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder. Yep, Zack Ryder's in the match. So somehow he isn't. So basically, he is not buried entirely yet. Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn, after which is going to be a good 48 hours. Just hoping he doesn't get a concussion after taking on Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT TakeOver Dallas. Now, who wins in this? I don't know. Basically in this match, it should have been a one-on-one between Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. So it's hard to tell who really wins this thing. I'm just gonna pick randomly because it's just unpredictability and just, I don't know who really wins this thing. I'm gonna say at least Zack Ryder wins the title. Aldis. Zack Ryder becomes new champion. Now it's a long shot, but at least somehow Zack Ryder can actually, because who knows, Zack Ryder could actually not be buried. Somehow WB decides, wow, we fucked up in 2013. Why not we fix this shit up? Why don't we fix that shit? Which actually works perfectly. Now, next match is between the New Day versus the League of Nations in a 3-on-4 handicap match. Which, okay, originally I got this was for the tag titles. So, but I guess they decided to say, nope, no titles, no tag title match. Okay, so what was the point of this? But okay, I might digress. I say, New Day, despite the numbers disadvantage, beats the League of Nations. League of Nations, because they pretty much have probably each had a whole box of bootios before the match. Because they make sure you ain't booty. Next, we have the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. And participants are as follows: the Social Outcasts, the Big Show, Kane, Tyler Breeze, Goldust, R-Truth, Darren Young, Mark Henry, Connor Victor, both members of the Ascension, Jack Swagger, Fandango, and finally, hallelujah! Yes, this is Damien Sandow. If he actually comes in with an entrance, you know that's getting a pop regardless. Seriously, why the fuck hasn't we need us Damien Sandow? And after that will be for the triple threat match for the Divas title between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. And my god, this is about to be an awesome match. Now I don't know who wins the Andre and Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I say I hope it's Damien Sandow, because basically Damien Sandow needs that freaking redemption win from last year. Because damn it, WWE, you could have pushed this guy with this thing, with that freaking thing. He broke away from The Miz. Him winning it pretty much would shut Miz up perfectly. It would have worked. You fucked it up. Seriously, you fucked him. Now, Divas title match, I say it's Sasha Banks winning this thing. Because, come on. Who doesn't want it? Because she deserves it. She's amazing. I love you. Now, we have next is Damian Ambrose taking on Brock Lesnar in the no-holds-barred street fight, which I'm going to say is going to be fun as shit and is going to be exciting. Let's say it's Brock Lesnar's freaking beast. Dean Ambrose is insane, and I'm probably sure Dean really doesn't give up. Brock Lesnar probably could kill people if you fuck with him wrong. But I'm going to say this, probably Dean Ambrose somehow beats Brock Lesnar at the end. Now, I'm guessing this, because I'm going to say this, they're going to probably fight to the death out of this. Next is the Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker, where if Shane McMahon wins, he gets control of Raw, and if Shane McMahon loses this, and if Shane McMahon wins this, it'll be The Undertaker's last WrestleMania. But if that's the case, somehow which is kind of more awkward, weird, because are you sure that Undertaker really wants to do this? I don't know. This is something we're all scared and pretty much are asking ourselves, what the fuck are they going to do here? And then finally we have the main event, and probably this main event is going to be very, very badly, and we pretty much all know what it is. Triple H taking on Roman Reigns for the title, for WWE World Heavyweight title, and pretty much this one we're getting it obvious out of the way. Reigns wins this match, and pretty much going to be solidified his face, where everyone's going to freaking try to burn AT&T Stadium down with Roman Reigns inside it, despite the fact that Roman has tried to pretty much beat up Triple H, beat the holy dog shit out of Triple H every chance he gets. Fans still boo him, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. Now, if they somehow find a way to get him over from that, I'm going to be so excited for that. Now, this Hell in a Cell match. It's dicey which one was the win. I'm thinking Shane McMahon wins the match. Okay? So that's what is probably going to happen at WrestleMania. Now, if you actually really don't want to see, now if you're worried it's going to suck, hey, at least there's an event that's going to happen, which probably will make you feel less sad and disappointed. And that is NXT TakeOver Dallas. Else this Friday night, where Austin Aries takes on Baron Corbin, makes his NXT in-ring debut against Baron Corbin. And I say in this match, Aries wins. Austin Aries wins the match. Whereas this match, then we have the Revival taking on American Alpha, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, by the way, and a tag match for NXT tag titles. I say this is the match where American Alpha wins the titles. This is pretty much what I'm assuming. Next, we have Apollo Crews taking on Elias Sampson. What's the match? I have no clue who Elias Sampson is. No offense, I have not watched any NXT ever because I do not want to subscribe to WWE Network. So, and I kind of heard a little bit about Apollo Crews. I'm gonna say Apollo Crews wins. Apollo Crews wins in that case. Next, we have Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And that's going to be probably a great match. And I'm going to say I say Nakamura wins. Debut. No offense to Sami Zayn. I'm just saying, I think Nakamura is going to win this because I'm assuming as this is pretty much Sami Zayn's the last NXT match. I'm assuming after the match he shakes Nakamura and Zayn shake hands, and pretty much Sami Zayn gets a standing ovation out of this. Then we have for the NXT Women's title, Bayley taking on Asuka, which is somehow exciting. Because basically, what happens from there. I say Bayley retains her title, and finally, for the main event of NXT TakeOver Dallas, we have Finn Balor defending his title against Samoa Joe for the NXT title. And I say, and despite the fact that WWE needs more people called up from main roster, I still say Finn Balor retains against Joe. So, there's that. And that's really predictions for both those events. Now we're gonna move on to the Final Four, where the NCAA's greatest event, where the NCAA tournament happened, and pretty much in March. And of course, just like all tournaments, it usually goes into insane, crazy, weird shit. Basically, the first day of NCAA tournament happened. We end up with, of course, tournament field was announced, and ended up with some controversy where teams like Syracuse and Tulsa end up somehow getting in, despite having some spotty records. At the time. While there have been some smaller schools, mid-major schools, who have actually had better records and have proven themselves to go into the tournament, they end up getting snubbed. So it kind of was a thing that the tournament committee said, like, yes, despite the fact you guys have proven yourselves, you guys are good, have good records, it's still, on our mind, you're still not that good enough to be there. But the thing is about March Madness is the insanity is what makes it great, because we don't know the unpredictability. Because it's the thing. Because we end up, and there were upsets aplenty. Of course, the 12 being the 5 seeds, 12 being the 5s, 13s being the 4s. We end up having Middle Tennessee being 2 seed Michigan State, which fucked up everybody's bracket, including mine, because I kind of had Michigan State going over Virginia into the Final Four. So, yeah, there's that. Also, we had then we had, of course, teams like, then we had Kentucky, who ended up exiting by losing to Indiana. I apologize. And that is the first time Kentucky has failed to make it past the Sweet 16 in John Calipari's tenure so far in tenure. So, tenure. So, and of course, and Final Four, and by the time everything was done, then of course, the regional finals came, and we go on to Sweet 16. North Carolina beat Indiana. Notre Dame beating Wisconsin, and that surprising come from behind win. Of course, Virginia winning their game, and of course, and a shocker, Syracuse end up beating Gonzaga. A comeback, 20-point comeback. Still a surprise, very big surprise. And then of course, in the other regions, we had Oklahoma and Oregon winning their games respectively. And so did Kansas and Villanova winning their games respectively in double digits. And of course, we go on to the Elite. Of course, we have the Elite 8. We'll start in the South region, where Villanova, the 2 seed, upsetted Kansas to win the South region in Louisville, Kentucky. Win the South region finals, and Oklahoma beat Oregon in a good manner to go on to the Elite, to the Final Four. Then we have the other regions. Then North Carolina ends up beating Notre Dame in a comfortable margin, and a shocker, Syracuse beat Virginia. So becoming who is a 10 seed and is the lowest seed coming into this fucking thing. So what do we have? So the question is now, who am I thinking is going to win this one? I'm not really going to watch either one of them because I don't really care anymore, because Louisville is out of the tournament, and B, I'm be focused on watching the Hall of Fame ceremony, and WWE's Hall of Fame ceremony, and the post-WrestleMania Raw. So that's my hands tied right there. I tied at that point. So what do we have now? Basically, WWE. So basically, what we have here is 5-4. Who actually is going to win? Now the question is, who I think is going to win has the heart, who deserves this more. Well, that's it. The team who really deserves this more, I say, is Villanova. Now, why Villanova? I say this because after the Big East got dissolved in 2013, the Big East isn't as strong as it used to be. It's conference. So I think from this, if Villanova wins the title, basically it actually validates the new Big East as a strong conference, as a strong, respectable conference who has great teams and doesn't feel like and isn't something to be overlooked on now. doesn't feel like it's overlooked now. So that's why I say they have the most likely chance, has the most, who will get the most out of this. Now, for now, the Final Four, now is what we have. Oklahoma, they're a good potential favorite to win this thing. Actually, has great potential to win this, to win it. So, and pretty much North Carolina, who is still under investigation for academic fraud. Seriously, NCAA, I'm gonna say this. Basically, it's more. Basically, if somehow I'm thinking somehow people lying about their grades is probably more bigger than probably a high school senior somehow getting ass off getting fucking a stripper. So basically, I'm just saying, where's the hypocrisy there? I'm just saying there. And we also have Jim Mayon, who got suspended for 9 conference games, and somehow got in the tournament from that, from after he got back in. I don't know. There's a little hypocrisy there, but I digress. But I'm just saying. So that's pretty much what I think about this. Now, I actually have not, well, now, and finally, before I move on, and before I close out the show, and this is more quicker than I usually do this, and to close out the show, of course, it is finally the announcement. It is basically, I am announcing the name of my new mixtape. I'm not releasing a date yet, but it will be coming up probably within a 3 to 4 month window. So, the name of the mixtape is Make It Rain. This is now, how did I create the name? Well, the hashtag mixtape name ideas only ended up with really one idea, and my friend kind of gave me some good ideas, but it didn't really quite fit right with my rapper name. So I actually went with pretty much one, and actually it's kind of a double entendre with this one. First one, of course, Make It Rain, pretty much Make It Rain in the strip club. And the second one, this is kind of self-explanatory, pretty much makes a girl wet. So, there. That's the name of it. Yep, that's really the name of it. Make It Rain. So, in the next 3 or 4 months, get ready, Make It Rain will be out on SoundCloud for the next 3 or 4 months. And of course, if you're not really a kind of type of person who doesn't like music streaming sites because you think they're probably the main reason music is dead, then you can at least buy a copy. You will at least be able to buy a copy on eBay when the CDs are available. So stick around when that comes, when I provide further details. And that's it. Yep, that's really it for my show today. So this is what WrestleMania is hoping out to be, and also NXT TakeOver Dallas, and of course my thoughts about the Final Four this time. And you guys now know what the name of my new mixtape is, Make It Rain. So tell me at home what you guys think. What you guys think about this. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. And like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, my Snapchat, and also you can listen to The Great Hustle. Also listen to The Great Hustle and the bonus tracks, Great Hustle Deluxe Edition, on my SoundCloud. And also you can buy the Great Hustle Deluxe Edition CD on eBay. So that's it for this week's production. So that's it from here, from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm Jason Johnson, and of course, also if you have any questions for me, just hashtag keep it real. Keep it real. So I'm Jason Johnson. See you guys next week. Peace. This has been a JJ MMA production. Keep your shirt ripped in these streets and keep your dick hard. You're here today in this production and on YouTube and on the streets. Your word?